What Chaplin's silence whispers to our daily lives. Do you remember him? Small bowler hat, neatly trimmed mustache, trousers too big, a waddling walk, Charlie Chaplin. We might think he belongs to another time. Black and white films, silent cinema, exaggerated expressions. But if we take the time to really watch him, we realize he still speaks to us. He speaks of work, of pace, of the way we look at ourselves and at others. He speaks of laughter, awkwardness, unexpected beauty, and of what we hold on to when everything around us speeds up. In this episode, I'd like to revisit three of Chaplin's most iconic scenes. Three sparks of genius, three silent whispers. To learn or relearn how to work with grace, presence, and discipline the Chaplin way. Dancing through the absurd, modern time. In modern times, Chaplin plays a factory worker on a production line. He tightens bolts at full speed to the point where he keeps turning his wrench in the air long after the work is done. Then, one day, he's quite literally swallowed by the machine. The scene is funny, of course, but it is also deeply human. Chaplin isn't mocking progress. He's not against machines. He's against losing faces, losing pace, losing connection. Today, the tempo is even faster. We click, scroll, reply, schedule. Sometimes we forget why we do it all. Chaplin reminds us that we can't slow the world down, but we can choose how to walk through it. His humor isn't escapism, it's resilience, a way of saying, I see the absurdity, but I choose to dance through it. And that's not a small thing. According to the World Economic Forum, emotional intelligence is one of the most essential skills of the future. And that's exactly what Chaplin embodied. The ability to feel, to adapt, to remain fully present when everything goes off track. Turning struggle into beauty. The dinner roll dance. In the gold rush, Chaplin is hungry. He's alone. But he makes two dinner rolls dance on the table with grace and poetry that are completely disarming. Everyone knows this scene. What most people forget is that this simple moment took over 60 takes to get right. Because Chaplin was demanding, because lightness takes work. He wasn't pretending. He was aiming for the perfect balance of movement and emotion. It's a powerful lesson for today's working world. Creativity takes effort. Beauty is something we pursue. Simplicity is something we cultivate. In a world where everything goes fast, it reminds us to discover and rediscover the joy of precision. Not to rush, to care about the details. And this echoes the psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's concept of flow. That moment when we are so immersed in what we are doing, time disappears. That's where performance and joy come alive. Making room without disappearing. City lights. In City Lights, Chaplin falls in love with a blind flower girl. He helps her regain the sight, discreetly, never revealing who he is. And when she finally meets him again, she touches his hand and realizes it was him all along. A hand, a look, silent recognition. The scene is deeply moving. It speaks of meaning, of the gesture we make without applause, yet which carry weight. In our professional lives, we talk a lot about performance, but true commitment comes from meaning, not just from objectives. A study published by Harvard Business Review shows that employees who find meaning in the work are 3 times more engaged. Chaplin gently reminds us that the heart of work isn't results, it's relationship. What we weave, what we offer, what we remain. Conclusion: nurturing our talent, staying human. Charlie Chaplin never earned a diploma. He learned by observing, by playing, by falling down. He demanded much of himself while keeping an extraordinary tenderness for others. He reminds us that talent is something we seek, work on, and nurture. It's shaped with time, patience, and passion. And it truly shines when it's put in service of others, of the world, of something greater than ourselves. But most of all, Chaplin reminds us of something essential. The greatest talent is being human, being able to laugh even when it hurts, being able to create even when it's hard, being able to hold on to dignity even in the noise. What if we brought that back to the center of our working lives? What Chaplin whispered without ever saying a word might simply have been: work with integrity, move forward with passion, but never forget your tenderness.